Hello, beta. Good evening, everyone. So, IIT JAM Economics 2024 paper is out. Of course, we will be taking detailed session of all solutions. But Abhikil, I just wanted to quickly meet you guys and see what the paper is all about and kaisa paper aaya tha. Just a first impression of the paper, huh? So, it simply says which of the following is a non-parametric test. We know which of the following is non-parametric. Very easy question. फिर ये बोल रहा है x and y are two consumption bundles assumed to be non-negative and perfectly divisible. Assumption of completeness. Completeness मतलब I should be able to compare x with y, y with x, है ना? So completeness बोलता है कि either x is as good as y or y is as good as x or I am indifferent between x and y. ठीक है? Transitivity. So when x is preferred over y, y over z, then x is preferred over z. Reflexivity. That means x is as good as itself. X is as good as itself. So between two bundles which are exactly the same, I should be indifferent. I should be indifferent, right? Then non-satiation, continuity, strict convexity. Beta ye assumptions हमें already दी हुई हैं. And it says which of the following statement is not correct. Easy question tha. I don't find anything different. Either x is as good as y, y as good as x, or both. If ये monotonicity की assumption है बेटा कि अगर y is preferred to x तो ये कब होगा? If y has more of x. हाँ, तो it should have at least one good more of x, right? Non-satiation given ही है, continuity given है, convexity given है, तो monotonicity automatically हो गया. For xy it's better set is strictly convex. मतलब ये जो set है, जो set x and y के better है, this is a convex set. Join any two points by line segment, that line segment lines within the set. It's a convex set. So it is asking which of the following statement is not correct. I think this is also easy and it should have been doable question. इतना मुश्किल नहीं रहा होगा. अच्छा, then it is asking you find out the elasticity of substitution. मतलब I think that जैसे usually क्या होता है ना that whenever it starts the paper, IIT का जो भी paper होता है, जो उसकी starting होती है ना, it is usually very difficult question starts, huh? But unlike that case, this time it has been pretty easy start. पहले दोनों question ही have been easy, right? And then it is asking you find out elasticity of substitution. Again, we know the formula of elasticity of substitution. You could have gone ahead and done d of k by l by d of mrts, है ना? यहां से mrts निकाल लेते बेटा. mpl हो जाएगा a अपॉन a इंटू वन बाय एल. mpk हो जाएगा 1 माइनस a इंटू वन बाय k. तो mrts हो जाएगा a इंटू वन बाय एल अपॉन 1 माइनस a इंटू वन बाय k. So this would have been a upon 1 minus a into k by l. बस दोनों साइड पे d लगा दो, find out the ratio and you will get the answer to these questions, है ना? So I didn't think that, I don't find the questions to be very very difficult. It is a doable question. काफी easy question आया है. Okay. Now, अच्छा, this is just d of k by l into d of mrts. इसको multiply भी करना होता है ना, into mrts by k by l. That is elasticity of substitution. तो into कर लेना and then you will get the answer, right? So I am giving you just an idea कि ये कैसे रहा होगा. So it would have been a very doable question. Okay. So now let me go ahead and go to the next question. Absolutely, beta. I agree questions come randomly, but this is just one way in which IIT asks. If you look into the physics part, in the chemistry part and stats part, or even if you look in, the IIT JEE papers, you will find that this is just a way to twist the mind of students. कि जो शुरू के question होते हैं, they try to make it a little difficult just to ensure that the student gets confused, and then in between they will have easy questions. This is just one of the strategy that IIT follows. But of course, I mean, I cannot go ahead and tell exactly what IIT will think what year, right? So you're right, they will come randomly. Consider a closed economy with consumption function beta C दिया हुआ है, where y is income, the government expenditure is 3 and investment is this. and the slope of the IS curve. So ये भी again it's a very easy question. This is my IS curve. IS is in the IY plane, downward sloping hota hai, and we know y is equal to C plus I. Plug in the value of C plus G, plug in the value of G, plug in the value of I, and find out dr by dy. Or this by this. You will get the answer to this question. Okay, come to the next question. This is something which I found good enough that actually, they have gone ahead and they have given you which of the following was announced in Union Budget 2023-24 to enhance skill of youth for the next 3 years. So this is something that should be added to our, to our preparation even when we do CUET. So I am going to take a session where we will discuss everything related to the union budget, because अगर ये IIT में आया है, there is also a chance it can come in CUET ना. तो budget related question we will go ahead and we will just see what schemes have been launched. Let me take a session on that. Okay, better come to the next question. It says x follows an exponential distribution, mean दिया हुआ है 50. Find the conditional probability of p x greater than 70 given x is greater than 60. अच्छा एक बात बताओ, you would have seen that ऐसे क्वेश्चन हमने अपने in the class we have done a lot of such questions. और जब हम ये क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे तो I still remember that many of you were asking me कि how will we identify मैम कि यहाँ पर memoryless property of exponential distribution लगना है. And I told you that अगर exponential से कोई क्वेश्चन आएगा it will be based on the memoryless property of exponential distribution. So actually probability x greater than 70 given x greater than 60, we can simply go ahead and we can apply the memoryless property of exponential distribution here, right? So bas wo laga do and it will be probability x greater than 70 minus 60, probability x greater than 10. Exponential distribution ka formula hame pata hai, just plug in that and get the answer. So again I find that the paper abhi tak ka question jo hum dekh rahe hain, it is a doable question paper. Which of the following is not? So beta ye fixed hai. They will give you, as we had discussed, they will give you a question on a new economic policy or LPG, और उस पे ही एक question आया है. So there is nothing which went out of the way in this. Now it says suppose nominal GDP is 1000 units and money supply equals 250 units. Based on the quantities theory of money, the velocity of money. So MV is equal to PY कर दो. And you are already given nominal GDP. मतलब P into Y is already given to you यहाँ पर. So you would have plugged in this. Your money supply was 250 V and you could have found out V easily. Just put it in this equation, get V. So doable question hai beta. Okay. Now this is again, I find something that this is a repeated pattern of the question. So on convex sets within the past year, there have been questions in IIT. So as far as I can think, मैं ये मान पा रही हूँ कि convex set is a fixed topic that will be asked every year in IIT, and I think that if you have very well done the past year of IIT, ये question भी doable है. Okay, यहाँ पर actually this is itself a property, but अगर आपको property याद नहीं रही supposedly, तो you could have applied L'Hopital also, और उससे भी answer आ जाता. So you could have taken y is equal to 1 plus 1 by x to the power x. You could have taken ln y is equal to ln 1 plus 1 by x to the power x. You could have taken this x ln 1 plus 1 by x. You could have taken this else ln 1 by x upon 1 by x. ये हो जाता आपका ln y. And you could have just used L'Hopital and solved. Agar you don't remember the answer, so you could have done it using L'Hopital also. Again, a doable question, beta. ठीक है, next आओ जरा देखो. Two distinct integers are chosen. अच्छा, don't worry, हाँ, these are not the solution. अभी का aim ये था कि just to understand what is the pattern, किस तरीके के question आए. That is what I want to go ahead and understand with you guys. We will go ahead and we will take the solution, of course, right? In the next upcoming session, हम पूरा paper अच्छे से discuss करेंगे. We will solve each question. This is just to go ahead and see what kind of paper has been asked this year. Two distinct integers are obtained from randomly chosen 5 consecutive integers. If the random variable x represents absolute difference between them, find the mean and variance of x respectively. So you can go ahead and say that let the integer be a and b, and you just याद रखना यहाँ पर आपका जो keyword है, that is absolute difference between them, right? So you have to go ahead and say that x represents the absolute difference between them, between a and b, and they are chosen from 5 consecutive integers. So you need to go ahead and find out the mean and variance of x. So let me just do it simultaneously. So question number 1 to 10 beta, question number 1 to 10 can be taken out as basic questions, and I will mark them as easy from my side. Okay, it will help us to understand the cutoff. So 1 to 10 easily doable, easy question. Question number 11 can be taken out as a medium level question. So we need to go ahead and understand the level also, huh? Acha, it says consider two independent random variable which are normally distributed. If this is also normally distributed, find the mean of this and this. Again, you just have to use the property of scale and origin, right? So the distribution of 2x plus 3y, agar mere ko iska expected, suppose this is z. So if I have to find the expected value of z, it will be expected value of 2x plus 3y. So it will be 2 expected value of x plus 3 expected value of y. आपको expected value of x given है, expected value of y भी given है. You can just plug in the expected value of x, plug in the expected value of y, and get the expected value of z. ठीक है, ऐसे ही you are given the standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y, तो आप z का भी standard deviation निकाल सकते हो. So you can go ahead and say that okay, z is 2x plus 3y, right? So standard deviation of z, पहले variance निकाल लो. It is going to be z minus z bar whole square by n. So you can just plug in, and actually you can use the property directly also, that the variance of z will be the variance of 2x plus 3y, है ना? तो यहां पर हो जाएगा बेटा 4 variance of x plus 9 variance of y, and x and y are independent of each other. इनके बीच में तो कोई dependence है ही नहीं. So you can plus covariance will be 0. So plus 2 covar between x and y, this will be 0. Now you are already given the variance of x, variance of y. So variance of z nikalo, and wahan se just find out under root of that. So again a doable question. I'm going to mark this as easy. Come to the next one, beta. As expected, there had to be a question on linear programming. So this is a simple linear programming question, and I will do it separately, but abhi ke liye I think that this is a doable question. Okay, the solution of differential equation is, so you are already given this differential equation, x into y dx is equal to x square plus y square dy. This is given to you, and you are given that when x is 0, y is 1. When x is 0, y is 1, and you need to solve this differential equation. So again, this is doable, and I think I will also mark this one easy. This is a good one. You can use this to practice for your CUET exam, because I was not expecting कि यहाँ पर they will ask you on land system. Although land system is a part of IIT syllabus, but of CUET syllabus, but land systems separately is not marked as a part of your IIT syllabus. तो ये land system वाला चीज ना हमने already Indian Eco में पढ़ा, but we studied it only from the point of view of CUET, है ना? So I think this is a good thing that you can remember. And दादा भाई नारोजी estimate provide किया था national income पे 1905 स्वदेशी movement started. So again, I will mark this as medium. And the reason for this is कि it may be difficult for students to remember years. But now you can go ahead and take, यहाँ से आप एक सीख ले सकते हो. You can learn from here, and you can make sure that when you go ahead and prepare for your future CUET exam, you remember all years कि किस साल में क्या introduce हुआ. That will be a good idea for you to remember. ठीक है बेटा, अब ये बोल रहा है Nash equilibrium निकालना है, and iterated elimination of dominated strategy के through. The only thing which so last time IIT ने क्या किया था, that they had given 3-player game, है ना? तो player 1 2 का दोनों जगह देके then they had given for player 3 2 boxes. This time what they have done is they have given you 2 strategies only and player 2 का 3 strategies कर दिया. That's the only difference that they have done. So this is easy. When this chooses M, you can check what the other chooses. When this chooses N, you can check what the other chooses. And then you can just keep comparing. Right? And you will get some answer. Right? तो वो आपका Nash equilibrium हो जाएगा. You can follow iterated elimination also. So this is again an easy, doable question. So I'll mark this as easy. For profit maximizing monopolists, the ratio of profit margin to price is known as Lerner's index, has relationship with price elasticity of demand. So हमें पता है that there is an inverse relationship between markup and elasticity. There is an inverse relationship. तो question क्या बोल रहा है? Which of the following statement is correct? The larger the elasticity of demand, the greater is the markup. Inverse relation है ना? So this itself is not correct. So then the power to sustain price higher than marginal cost depends on profit maximizing price. It depends on elasticity also. At profit maximizing price, given costs are greater than 0, price elasticity of demand is strictly larger than unity. So this is saying that monopolist works in the elastic region. Monopolist always works in his elastic region and does not work at the inelastic region. So I have given you the hint. We know this thing about monopolist, where the monopolist works. Does it works always in the elastic region or not? So I think you have got the correct answer. ठीक है जी. Okay. Now, this is a question on OLS estimator. But again, for students who have just joined in, there will be a separate session discussing the answers in detail. For now, I am just trying to see the level of the question paper and just giving some hints here and there. I have just seen the paper 5 minutes back. So even I have to sit and solve it once. I haven't solved it. Okay. ठीक है बेटा. तो अब ये बोल रहा है कि which are statistically significant or not. And you are given the values of betas and you are given the tabular value, it seems. No, you are not given the tabular value. ये alpha का estimate है. ठीक है. So you are given the estimate value and you're given the standard error. That means from here, you will calculate the value of T statistic या Z statistic. क्योंकि यहाँ पे इन्होंने बोल दिया it's a large sample. So you can just calculate the value of Z statistic. क्या हो जाएगा बेटा? It will be beta 1 minus 0 upon standard error of beta 1. So it will be 0.39 by 0.13. तो ये तो 3 हो गया. 3 is a lot more greater than 1.96. At 5% अगर मैं लूँ 1.96 होता है. So if it is greater than 1.96, इसका मतलब automatically statistically significant हो गया. And similarly, you can test for others also. Huh? I've just tested it for beta 1. तो beta 2 का भी देख लोगे and alpha का भी देख लोगे. So you just have to find out these values and then compare it at 5%, 10% and 1%. Huh? So compare it with value 1.645, 1.96 and 2.56. इन 3 values के साथ compare करना है calculated values को. So again, I find that this question was easy. And then it says high quality and low quality products are sold at same price. Buyers have less information. Actually, this is a question from our mock paper. So if you visit the IIT mock paper, I remember students asking doubt out of this question multiple times. So this is exactly the question out of mock paper. Nothing has been changed. So I can mark this from mock paper. Very good. Good that I see a question from mock paper. ठीक है. Individuals were either unemployed, out of labor force, but worked for 30 years are referred to as labor force by NSSO. Under which of the following classification does the above procedure appear? Okay. This appears to be a question which I think I haven't discussed in detail. So we talked about unemployment in class. We talked about employment. We have talked about different kinds of unemployment, but I don't think we have discussed the different status of individuals. So I think we can take some learning from this and this can be taken up this time. Right? Good. So for my students, I think I will mark it medium to difficult because we haven't gone ahead and taken such, such concept in very detail. Okay, fine. ठीक है बेटा, ये again this is a question from the mock paper and I think this has been also a question. I just recorded it this morning in our CUT mock paper also. तो ये दोनों में ही आया है, CUT में भी हमने डिस्कस किया है और इसमें भी डिस्कस किया है. So if you remember, इसको हम ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि growth rate of y will be growth rate of a plus alpha growth rate of k plus beta growth rate of h plus 1 minus alpha minus beta growth rate of l. तो अल्फा का वैल्यू पता है, बीटा का वैल्यू पता है. यू कैन पुट अल्फा बीटा एंड दिस हियर. ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ वाई पता है, ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ के पता है, ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ एच पता है एंड ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ एल भी पता है. You can just plug these values and you will be able to get GA. So this is a very doable and easy question. बस ये equation should be aware and then you can solve it, huh? Okay. Consider an economy where relationship is characterized by this production function. Assuming perfect competition in the product market and factor market, total share of income paid to labor is. Again, we have done this. I am thrilled. This is again a part of mock paper. We have taken this in detail as to when there is perfect competition in the product market and factor market, कैसे equilibrium labor market का decide किया जाता है. So you can go ahead and you can just do this, huh? So I will just give you a hint as of now. So just remember that W by P is equal to MPL. And now you shall be, तो ये पूछ रहे share of income paid to labor, तो W will be P into MPL बेटा. ठीक है, तो यहां से your income paid to labor हो जाएगा, share of income paid to labor हो जाएगा the wage paid to the labor divided by the total value of the output, हाँ. So you just have to go ahead and find this, right? तो ये आपका wage paid हो गया, just divided by the value of the output and you will get it and share. Or actually, another hint, these coefficients have a very big role to play. So then you will be able to solve it. Okay, beta, come to the next question. Nash equilibrium पूछ रहे हैं, इसमें कुछ नहीं है. You will be able to find the Nash equilibrium per. Mark this important thing that this is the number of pure strategy Nash equilibriums in the game. Acha, this is asking, let C be real number such that C is between 0 and 1 and you're given the payoff matrix. Okay, and C is between 0 to 1. Acha, to do such questions now, I'm not sure how you guys attempted it in exam, but अगर ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन करना हो जिसमें आपको ऐसा बोल दें कि C is between 0 and 1, my best suggestion is take some value of C. So just take C to be 0.5. 0.5 is between 0 and 1. And then rewrite the matrix कि 0, 0, 0, minus 0.5 हो गया, minus 0.5, 0, and 0.5, 0.5. And then solve it. So that way is the question will become easier for you to solve, huh? और verify करने के लिए हमेशा C का एक और value के साथ just verify the answer with it. Okay, ठीक है बेटा. So now let me go to the next question. Rangarajan committee. Expected question है बेटा. There will be question on committees in the CUET coming paper also. So there are some committees like Rangarajan committee, like Narasimha committee, like Khan committee. ये committees को याद रखना, very important. It will be there in every paper. According to State of Inequality in India report from the Institute for Competitiveness released on 18th March, which of the following statement are correct? Very unpredictable question. I think generally ऐसे कोई report, if us to, I mean, you would require a lot of mind अगर आपको ऐसे सारे reports याद है. I personally, even I cannot remember all of such reports. It is very difficult to remember each and every report. And again, a learning that you can take some reports and read them through, even for your CUET paper, थोड़ा पढ़ के जाओ reports को. But I think this is a medium to difficult level question, just because it is very difficult to remember all the data points, beta. Matlab, when someone says na inequality, how much do you deep dive into inequality? Do you just leave till Lorentz curve? Do you go to Gini's coefficient, or do you go and do all reports? That is something which is very ambiguous. So yes, as a reports to other than now, that becomes difficult to understand, especially if it is an old report. It's a 2022 report asked in 2024 paper. So I think this is unpredictable question. Okay. Consider the following function. Let these denote the output elasticity. Calculate the sum of output elasticity. Very doable question. Multiple times in class, we have gone ahead and revised the concept of output elasticity. So output elasticity is percentage change in output due to percentage change in input. है ना? तो कैसे निकालते बेटा? You would have differentiated this with respect to K into K by Q. ये हो जाता है आपका output elasticity of capital. You would have differentiated this with respect to labor into L by Q. This would have been your output elasticity of labor. And then जो भी यहाँ और यहाँ आंसर आता, just add them together and you will get the answer. Okay, this is a question on Phillips curve, a theoretical question, so absolutely doable. Short run Phillips curve with constant expected rate of inflation. Aggregate demand increases unexpectedly and labor force remains the same. Absolutely doable question. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Price elasticity is given and price elasticity of supply is given. Incidence on of a specific tax on the firm is, again beta, we have done formula to calculate the exact incidence, and this has been there in the mock paper also, जिसमें हमने incidence को calculate करने का जैसे elasticity of demand upon elasticity of demand plus supply, right, we have gone ahead and we have done different kind of formulas कि किस पे कितना टैक्स फॉल करेगा वो कैसे कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज अगेन अ वेरी डूएबल क्वेश्चन एंड आई विल मार्क दिस आल्सो एज इजी. Differential equation, one more question, so okay. And this is again a question on your expectation theory. Okay. So it says if theta is 0, then what will happen? तो अगर हम यहाँ पे theta को 0 रखते हैं, then my expected inflation will be pi bar plus 0 into pi t minus 1. It means that I am giving 0 weightage to last year's inflation. And expected inflation is simply a constant value. Okay. So I think this seems to be correct. And then you can just do the other ones. So if theta is approximately 1, then and you're given that inflation, constant inflation is less than last year's inflation, individuals expected inflation this year to be similar to last year. हाँ वो तो हो गई क्योंकि you're putting theta approximately equal to 1, तो इसको weightage 1 का मिल रहा है. So you're thinking that this year's inflation will be equal to last year's inflation. Original Phillips curve is derived under the assumption that theta is approximately equal to 1. हाँ, so basically the original Phillips curve it was under adaptive expectations better, not under rational expectation. A modified Phillips curve is derived under the assumption of theta equal to 1. नहीं, modified Phillips curve जो है ना, modified Phillips curve basically goes ahead and it gives weightage to last year's inflation, but it also goes ahead and it gives weightage to the error that people are making, right? So modified Phillips curve में अगर मैं theta को 1 रख दूंगी, so I will just say that this year's expectation is last year's inflation. मतलब मैंने अपने error को workout ही नहीं किया. So then you can just understand how to solve this, huh? Okay, so we will stop here for today, beta. The first 30 questions that I have analyzed, they seem to be pretty simple with some exceptions. So I am guessing that you guys would have performed well in the exam. And I am yet to see the paper. As I told you, abhi main dekh hi rahi hu. So I am just watching it with you today. So once I solve this paper thoroughly now, I will come back to you and we will discuss the paper in detail. Ki kiska kya answer hai, I will just take that in detail again with you guys. Okay, beta. Thank you.